signed here on the sidelines, because there are a lot of heads of states are also coming here in this summit. So if you could share some bilateral agreements that we are getting into the countries.
Yeah.
So, Pankaj from Times Group, just wanted to know that will you be working out on the global framework around AI safety, copyright, responsible AI, and will China be a part of this? Because you've invited Chinese companies over here. So when we work out any global framework, will China be a part of that or not? Is the government open to that?
Sir, Ashish from Business Standard. You mentioned that you're talking to 30 countries on the framework for AI. We've recently come up with the SGI guidelines. I just wanted to understand what else can be there on those guidelines so that there is more responsibility and onus on global intermediaries.
Hi, very good afternoon, sir. Ashmit from CNBC TV 18. Just a couple of questions, sir. One, a clarification. When you mentioned $200 billion in investments, is that including or over and above the 70 that we've already received commitments for? And number two, you previously stated that India has, as a statement of intent, leaning towards nuclear power when it comes to AI infrastructure. With the Shanti Act now having been passed, what is the next logical step in terms of incentivizing the use of nuclear energy?
Okay, I'll take the questions from the fourth row. See, I've addressed many of the questions. I won't repeat that for the benefit of time. All yours time is as valuable as anybody else's time. Regarding Netflix, I'll cover Netflix, deepfakes, what else on the SGI guidelines. These three questions together. It's a given that any country any company which operates must operate within the constitutional framework of the country in which it is operating. So whether it is Netflix or YouTube or Meta or X, they must all operate within the legal framework and the Constitution of India. That's very clear. It has to be, it's a global norm. All multinationals understand this, and this is also a well-established legal position. Regarding the cultural context, it's very important for the multinationals to understand the cultural context of the country in which they are operating, because one particular cultural context can make so much difference. Something which is normal in one country can be prohibited in another country. Something which is prohibited in one country can be normal in another country. So it's very important that the multinationals, they operate within the cultural context of the country in which they are operating, and most companies do strive to do that, and always there is a learning curve in that journey. Regarding deepfakes, I think we need much stronger regulation on deepfakes. I think it's a problem which is growing day by day, and certainly there is a need for protecting our children, protecting our society from these harms. There is definitely we have initiated a dialogue with the industry already on this. What kind of regulation would be needed beyond what we have already, beyond the steps that we have already taken up. Even our IT committee of the Parliament have studied this issue, and they have also made certain recommendations. So certainly I believe that yes, we need much stronger regulation on deepfakes, and we definitely must create that consensus within the Parliament for creating those significantly stronger restrictions on deepfakes so that the society can be protected from these harms. Similar question is about age-based. This is something which has now been accepted by many countries, that age-based regulation has to be there. It was part of our DPDP when we created this age-based differentiation on the content which is accessible to young people. So that time itself we took that forward-looking step, and if And right now we are in conversation regarding deepfakes, regarding age-based restrictions with the various social media platforms. What is the right way, what is the right way to go forward on this. Copyrights is also part of it. This is again a very complex item because most of the AI models are trained on media which is available in public domain, and we do believe that the content creators, especially the news creators, they must get a fair remuneration for the content that they are creating. That is something that we sincerely believe as government, and I think the public policy should also be oriented towards that. We are talking to the big platforms. They have all more or less shown inclination towards having a process by which fair remuneration can be given to the content creators, especially the news creators who are part of the conventional media, where the conventional media's content is being used by the digital platforms. And we believe that there has to be a fair distribution of the revenue which comes out of the big efforts that the conventional media teams create. We believe in that, and we are constantly in dialogue with the big platforms on that. The investment of 200 billion is likely to be exceeded, given what we hear so far. It is at this point in time, what we understand is this is including the $90 billion which has already been committed. But as we go forward, we are most likely to exceed this number also. But I would not like to speculate on this. I would like to give you very clear answers as we go forward. Regarding nuclear energy, regarding bilateral agreements, as new agreements and new announcements come, we will share with you. Regarding memory, very soon we will be starting the commercial production in a very large facility which is going to produce memory chips. Very soon that will be coming. Stay tuned for that. We will be announcing the date very shortly. There are many more people who want to invest in memory manufacturing here in India, and we are also taking up a research project as part of our Semicon 2.0, where we can develop some IP around latest high bandwidth memory chips, and we are finding very encouraging response from the leading researchers on this, on developing the next level of high bandwidth memory in our country. We sincerely believe that AI must be democratized. AI divide is like tech divide, like any other social phenomenon. It's something that we must consciously try and bridge it, and that's why we are focusing so much on our Prime Minister's vision of democratizing technology. I've covered many other things regarding who's attending, who's not attending. That's personal choices which people make, which we should not comment, and I did not comment on that. If you want to comment, you can comment on your own, but I don't want to comment on it. We can go to the, we can take last 10 questions. It's already time for the next session. From the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th row. No, up to 4, no more.
Hello, sir. This is Tanvi. I'm from Fox News. You mentioned recently about the idea for global AI commons, and I believe India has a lot of advantages in engineering at scale with what you've done in India Stack, pioneering low-cost engineering at scale. So in this idea of the global AI commons, are you only looking at rules-based standard setting, or are you also looking at pioneering some engineering innovations from India?
Very good question. Thank you.
Hi, Minister. This is Arjun Kripal from CNBC International. I had a quick question specifically on foreign investment. You previously said this year Apple will ship $50 billion worth of iPhones manufactured here in China. Is this going to be higher this year, and if so, by how much? A previous goal was 25% of global iPhone production out of India. Has that goal been achieved or surpassed? And just secondly, on OpenAI, how close are you to getting OpenAI to commit to a Stargate project here in India?
Can you repeat the second question?
Yeah, on OpenAI, how close are you to getting OpenAI and its partners to commit to a Stargate infrastructure project here in India?
सर नमस्कार, कृष्णमोहन शर्मा। सर दो सवाल है, छोटे छोटे सवाल है। अर्बन एंड रूरल डिवाइड है एआई टेक्नोलॉजी को लेके। अर्बन इंडिया में लोगों को जॉब लॉस की चिंता सता रही है और रूरल इंडिया में कल्चरल लॉस की चिंता। और एक सवाल और है सर कि रूरल इंडिया में जब हम जाते हैं तो डेटा और स्किल गैप, इसको सर हम कैसे मैनेज करेंगे?
अच्छा क्वेश्चन।
Hi sir, Rakesh Kumar from New Indian Express. My question is around any investment commitment from the big tech giants who are participating in this edition, or also sir, India is the one of the biggest use base for the AI companies. So like what are the
question? थोड़ा सा माइक पास रखो।
हाँ, India is one of the biggest user base for the company AI companies. So what are the investment plans of these companies in India?
नमस्ते सर, मैं आकाश श्रीवास्तव हूँ। सर मेरा सवाल है एआई को लेकर। एआई का सम्मेलन ही चल रहा है सर। एआई का मिस यूज और यूज को लेकर क्या स्कूल के सिलेबस में इस तरह की कोई प्लानिंग है जिससे कि शुरू से ही जागरूकता आ सके? थैंक यू सर।
सर मेरा एक सवाल है महेश केजरीवाल फ्रॉम लोकसत ग्रुप से। सर ये एआई का जो प्रभाव जिस तरह से पड़ रहा है अभी इस समय जो दिखाई पड़ रहा है, उसमें जो ट्रेडिशनल जो लोग हैं जो गांव में विशेषकर जो काम कर रहे हैं, जो सालों से अपना काम कर रहे हैं, उन पर भी कोई असर पड़ेगा? अगर असर पड़ेगा तो इस जोखिम को रोकने के लिए सरकार क्या करेगी?
पूछते जाओ हम लोग।
So I'm Ridhima from RT India. So my question to you is that India generates massive amount of data, yet most of the LLMs are built and controlled in the global north while they are being tested at a massive scale in the global south. So is this creating some sort of a data colonialism at this point in time? My question to you, sir.
Hi Mr. Vaishnaw, Abhinandan Mishra this side from the Sunday Guardian newspaper. My question is, when the summit ends on 20th, what are the verifiable parameters that you look at to decide how successful the summit was?
Hello.
Sir.
Hi sir, Shavik from Mint. Two quick questions sir. The 200 billion investment figures that you mentioned, are we largely looking at that from an infrastructure standpoint, or is it more of a holistic AI investment? And the second question is, we have a number of big tech companies in participation. Are we seeing interest from them in terms of engineering related investments and jobs as well, or are there most of their India operations?
Sir, Abhishek this side from Rajasthan Patrika. I wanted to ask Raksha Kshetra mein...
I stopped him. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll just finish the question, sir. There are a number of big tech companies in participation here at the summit. A lot of their current expansion and job operations are sales driven because they consider India a big market. Are you hearing conversations around them using India as an engineering hub as well? Thank you.
Sir, Abhishek this side from Rajasthan Patrika. I want to ask कि रक्षा क्षेत्र में AI और ऑटोनोमस वेपन्स को लेकर के क्या हम कुछ सोच रहे हैं, कर रहे हैं, कुछ आप शेयर करना चाहें?
रिपीट करो।
सर रक्षा क्षेत्र को लेकर के था कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस को लेकर के क्या कुछ काम हो रहा है, अगर कुछ ऐसा है जो शेयर कर सकें।
Mr. Vaishnaw, Pallav Bagla, Science Editor, NDTV. A follow-up question on the earlier one which was in Hindi. What is India's policy on autonomous lethal weapon systems? Are we going to be using them, or we are going to be not using them? The other question is, you didn't answer on nuclear energy. Can we have artificial intelligence deployed without atomic energy or nuclear energy in full capacity? And what is your position on space-based data centers?
AI mission से अगर
Sir, I am Prakashan, Madhubhumi. So many foreign AI platforms are now rapidly expanding in India by offering free access and collecting large amount of linguistics and behavioral data. And how is the government ensuring that such a enormous amount of data collection does not create an unfair advantage for the foreign companies over the Indian AI ecosystem and Indian model AI development?
Sir, this is Subhash Raturi from Dynamite News. My question is that will AI generate more jobs in India or reduce the employment?
one last question. Nishan.
Hi sir, AI data center are extremely power intensive and energy cost directly determine competitiveness. Is the government considering dedicated power subsidies for AI focused data center in India?
चलिए एक और last.
Hello Ashwini sir, Milan here, independent now and working with the Red Mic. So इतनी सारी टेक कंपनीज आज AI समिट में आई हैं और हमारे साथ कोलैबोरेट कर रही हैं. हमारे जो IT ग्लोबल हब्स हैं हैदराबाद में, बेंगलुरु में, जहाँ पर साथ में जॉब्स जा रही हैं, उनका फ्यूचरिस्टिक आप रोल कैसे देखते हैं? और ऑफ कोर्स इन एडिशन नेशनल सिक्योरिटी एंड AI, हाउ डू यू सी दैट टुगेदर?
So I'm Shipra from Times Internet. My question is, how are you addressing the privacy issues along with all the big tech companies and the public LLM models that are available? So have you undertaken any, or are you planning to undertake any committee or addressing this privacy issue?
Okay, I'll take this last set of questions. मैं सबसे पहले ग्रामीण क्षेत्रों का और जागरूकता वाला पॉइंट जो था इनको एड्रेस करूंगा. स्कूल्स में और एकदम शुरुआत से छात्रों को जागरूकता हो AI के मिसयूज की, हार्म्स की, प्रॉब्लम्स की, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन के साथ मिलकर ऑलरेडी स्कूल के करिकुलम में ही AI के बारे में जागरूकता पैदा करें और क्या नुकसान हो सकते हैं, क्या